Story time, story time. How's everyone keeping? It's been a really hard season for everybody, but you know what? As long as you're alive, just give God all the glory. Just be thankful. A lot of you wanted me to do a video on Bettynwa, and most of you knew me as Betty1 before I started vlogging, or blogging or becoming a YouTuber. How did my passion for Bettynwa? The question is, I remember James from Kano State, my team leader in Kano State. How did it all begin? How did I become, what prompted me to wanting to have a charity, a non-profitable organization, an NGO? Why did I? I'm a Nigerian and I'm an African, and I know that if we all come together and work together, our countries will be the best in the whole wide world. And I've been away from my country for quite a while. In the last 20 years, I've been away from Nigeria, but I've been in and out of Nigeria. But basically, I'm based in the UK, and I always knew I was going to go back to Nigeria because when I came in the UK, my intention of coming to the UK was to study. And so I've always had at the back of my mind that one day I'll relocate back to my country. And when I relocate back to my country, I ask myself, what am I going to be putting on the table? What am I going to be doing? I also wanted a situation where my kids will know that they came from somewhere, that we have a homeland, we have a country called Nigeria, and so I think it's always been in the passion to go back to Nigeria. Hence, I've been doing different courses, different degrees, different master program, because hoping that one day I'll go back to Nigeria and pour out all that I learned from Europe and pour it into my country. However, I think my Bettynwa was better during my heydays on Twitter, 2018. I started realizing, it was for the first time I realized how our youth needed support, and I knew I could do it, and so I decided to just go into it. I'm not also I think I got an award once, or no, I think I got a nomination, but I was given an award for an influencer person. Is that what they called an influencer person on Twitter? I'm going to be putting up my awards and nominations also. What I was doing before I started Bettynwa, what I was doing was trying to feed my youth. So I would do, like, in a week I could feed about 100 youth. And how do I do it? I just tell them, if you're active, I'm going to pick you. So I'll just give about 100 of them 1K each, for lunch. And I just kept on doing it. I did it for a while, I did it for considerably long time. So I think the first time was in December, where I gave out money for rice, I gave out money for lunch, I gave out money for Christmas rice, and all of those things. December of 2018, and it went into 2019. I was doing a lot of giveaway, which was lunch. And then I remember our first vow, where I gave some couples 10,000 naira each, and I gave about 100 or was it 100 or 200 youth 1K. Yeah, it was 2K. I gave about 200 youth 2K for lunch money. It was 2019 Valentine, so I decided to spoil them, and a lot of them posted their lunch, So I started conversing with our youth, and I started seeing how versatile they were, how industrious they were, how they were ready to work, how if they had the right support, the right tools, they'll be able to embank on greater height. And so I decided to empower them. I decided to empower them, motivate them, inspire them, and I took it upon myself to launch charity, and that was how Bettynwa was bettered. And the beautiful thing about Bettynwa is that it's a non-profitable organization. We're in all 36 states in Nigeria. We have one common thing is youth, for the youth, by the youth, and with the youth, and we all came together to work together. Every single one of us in Bettynwa, every single one of us came together to work together. So we have in all 30. How you ask how we've where are we? We have just a single branch where we were where we are registered with. However, I could say we are mostly mobile. So in all 36 states, we have different state group, and we have different team leaders, and we all work from WhatsApp. Imagine when people are serious and when people want to do something, they'll do it no matter what. So what we did was to create 36 groups on WhatsApp, and we have team leaders, and in each group we had, so if you were residing in Edo State, you have your Edo group, and if you're residing in Oyo, you have Oyo group, Ibadan group, you have Kaduna group, Kano group, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Adamawa, Benue, Borno. We had all of those groups, yes, all 36 on WhatsApp, and we did all the 36. Every 36 state was functioning. We did inauguration, we appointed leaders, we went for seminars, we went for, we did all of those. And we were going from schools to schools, we were teaching, what we were doing. Let me start with our initiative. We had three initiatives. We had the primary initiative, the secondary initiative, and the a universal initiative. I'll go to the let me explain a little bit what the initiative I think way back we used to have technical colleges in Nigeria, but now we don't have any of those technical colleges. Not everybody wants to go to university. A lot of people are talented, a lot of people have different things they want to do after secondary school, but the way I felt, I don't know, but the way I felt was that the system was built was that it was like a one-way road, secondary school, university. But not everybody can afford going to university, and not everybody wants to go to university. Do you understand? In my time when I was in university in Nigeria, I think I was in University of Benin. I went to University of Benin. I think school fees was around about 29 naira for school fees. And now I hear people paying as much as 70,000 naira for fees. Now imagine if a parent has three kids in university and they only earn 70,000. How do they pay for the 3 kids? So I started thinking. I said, what do we do? How do we help? How do we make people not to drop out? Or how do we make people when they leave secondary school to be self-sufficient, to be to empower them? That's how the initiative came about. So this initiative was to bring in technical schools into secondary schools. So we would go to secondary schools in Kaduna, Kano, Edo State, Port Harcourt, you name it, Akure, Ekiti, Ondo. We went to schools there, and then we went with our computers. We went teaching them hairdressing, barbing, makeup, baking, bag making, shoe making, all the craft, as opposed to them just learning just one way. It was like a one-way road until Bettynwa came. So Bettynwa was just everything about the youth. We all came together, and the most amazing thing, that all of these youth in all 36 states were not being paid. They were just volunteers. All of them were volunteers. Although going to one school, for us to be able to go to the different schools we were going to, it was costing a lot. On a daily basis, we could spend as much as some state would demand for, like 20K, 40K, 30K. The minimum we could spend on a daily basis was 20K. So imagine 10 states were going to school. So if 10 states was going to school, so 10 times 20. I'm just saying minimum. Remember, some states the price varies. Some states will be looking at 20,000. Some states will be looking at 30,000. Some states will be looking at 40,000. It varies. So I can boldly say confidently, and to God be the glory, that we've done a lot to empower youth. We've taught baking, we've taught all of these things. We've taught hairdressing, shoemaking, bag making. We've made a lot of them to be self-sufficient, and we've also done online courses. And to our name, to God be the glory, I think we have about 3. I can't really tell you precisely how many graduates we have, but they're in their thousands. We've had a lot of people who have graduated and they have their certificates from Bettynwa. You can go online. It's bettynwa.org. Go and check, and you see different success stories. We've done different seminars. We've hosted different in Kano. We did a lot of training, a lot of seminars, a lot of empowering our youth. We've gone to secondary schools in Edo State. We go to secondary schools. It's scary when you go to some of these secondary schools. We go to all secondary schools, whether private, whether state. We go to all of these secondary schools. But it's scary when you go to not private, the state schools, where you see that they have no computers, and they don't even have any. They're secondary schools. They have no idea, no clue what computer is all about. It's so scary. It's so frightening. It's scary, and it's really, really frightening. So we because we're in a digital world where everything is. You have to. Even market people can even do their trading, their product digitally. On the net. So we went there with our computer, with our tools, with our youth to go and train them. So it was a case of bringing all the youth together and empowering the youth. And I had to start from the grassroots. I had to educate them about how we started how I was able to get this youth to come together and work on that Bettynwa was to change their mindset, to tell them that we don't have to wait for the leaders. The leaders are trying their best. They are doing their best. But we have to, as the people, we have to come together and work together to build a society. Because if they don't come, people, I always hear before I always hear people saying, what has Nigeria done for me, or what has Nigeria is an ambiguous word. Nigeria cannot do anything for you. You have to do something for Nigeria to grow. So that's what I used to tell them. I used to tell them that we have to work together, otherwise there will not be any future for the next generation. So I'm talking to them and telling them, explaining what we have to do in order for Nigeria to grow, for our youth to have a future. They all agreed to come together and work with me. And a lot of people are asking me how am I funded. The whole thing, before the pandemic started, we relatively new. We've been there for about 2 years. So the first year was 2019. We worked non-stop. Every state was working. I praise all my leaders, all my members. I praise all my team leaders. They're all hardworking youth. They're all graduates. We have lawyers. We have doctors. We have pharmacists, pharmacologists, engineers, computer graduates, farmers, you name it, carpenters, tailors, hairdressers, makeup artists. They were all there. They all gave their time to work with us. So before the pandemic, we were soliciting for funding, so that we can do a lot more, because Bettynwa was the only one sponsoring everything. And Bettynwa my name is Betty and my last name is Wambunike. So that's how the name came about, Bettynwa. So it was a huge task for me to be able to be sponsoring everything all by myself. But the beautiful thing about it all, right? Why I was always ready to sponsor non-stop was because my youth were ready to work for even free. All I did was to pay their transport and then got all the equipment, all the necessary tools needed to. Like I said, it could cost us for some schools. It depends on the state. Some schools on a daily basis, they needed 20,000 naira. Some schools needed 30,000 naira. Some schools needed 40,000 naira. And remember, have that at the back of your mind, we were in all 36 states. Although all the 6 states had done seminars and launched their inauguration, did everything. We had a uniform, we had a program. We had the different days that the different states would go to different schools, working with youth, helping youth, and so forth. So just right before the pandemic, we had this initiative, like I said, primary initiative, secondary initiative, and universal initiative. Those were the initiatives we were working on before the pandemic, and so there was a stop in what we were doing for safety reasons. And I'm hoping that this 2020, we don't know what's going to happen, was by the corner. We're hoping that this 2020 we'll be able to do much more, God's willing, and we'll be able to get sponsors to work with us, to help us. So we're online. It's www.bettynwa.org. .org. The thing about Bettynwa, and also we have online courses. We give out certificates. We have trained well over in their thousands. I can't tell you precisely how many thousands of youth that we have trained on the online courses, but we've trained in their thousands. And also we've trained like I said, shoemaking, bag making. We have a lot of them. Trade in Kano, in Kaduna. AIT in Kano came to cover us, and Empire TV, I think, in Kaduna came to cover us a lot. We've done a lot. We're doing, like I said, we're relatively new, and we don't have any sponsor. I solely sponsored all of these 36 states. Everything, and all 36 states, we have uniform. We're very organized. We're very uniformed, and we're well programmed. So I'm hoping that when this pandemic is all over, we can go back and start working with our youth again. So if you want to help, if you want to know more, just go to the website, send us an email. If you want to volunteer, send us, register, tell us what you want to do, how you want to help us, and we can go from there. Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you. God bless you all. Bye-bye.